Mercury's in Sag, so.
There we have it. Hello, 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 everybody. Happy, happy, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. And I did not go live earlier today to talk about the Tuesday's energy, but maybe I'll talk about that a little while once we get into the conversation of today. So, for all of you who are watching, and there's a handful, I'm sure, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of you there, and I'll check in a minute to make sure we are streaming where we need to be streaming. But introductions first. I'm going to let Kitty introduce herself first, then I'll introduce myself.
Now, you've introduced an earworm in my head about Tuesdays and the Mickey Mouse Club. Tuesday is guest star day.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes. Should we have our Mickey Mouse ears?
But we should make them stars and moons instead. So how about that?
Okay, I'm going to leave that up to you because I'm not really good at that creative stuff. So when you make them, just mail them out to me so I can wear them too.
Okay. All right. So I'm Kitty Foss, storytelling astrologer. I help you look at what your energies are and the story that you kind of wove before you came here, and look at how to be the hero in your own story. So that is me. And we were just talking about, like Joanne today, I could chat away today. It's a beautiful energy, this Sagittarian, especially we got master teacher, master builder. We just, all kinds of things are just flowing today in this, I could break into kumbaya for that matter. That's the energy of today,
Yes. So. Yes. It's probably, now that I think about it, probably one of my most favorite combination days that there are. And what I mean by that, for people that are not aware of this, handful of things going on. We literally have 3 master numbers today, which is a rarity. Only happens theoretically once a year on this day. I believe we also, is today our new moon? Is that today?
Tomorrow's our new moon. But the sun goes into Sagittarius today. So this is all about Sagittarius.
Yes. But we're in the energy of the new moon, and that I think counts as well, that we're in the energy of the new moon. And that's one of my other things is I love the energies of the moon's energy. It's just my thing altogether. And so those 2 combinations work well for me. Now, just as Kitty did introduce herself, for those of you who may not know who I am, because it's possible you don't know who I am. Is that even possible? But it could be. I am Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. And I promise that if I ever make a second deck, it's not going to be that long of a name. It's probably going to be 1 letter. There you go. Yes, yes, yes.
It's very hard to search on Amazon because of that. You have to make sure you put in.
What's that?
If you put Chakra Balance and then you put your name, it comes up. If not, there's a lot of words to have to search for on Amazon, because I did. So
yes. Yeah. And believe me when I say,
and it's a great deck. It's a really very intuitive, easy deck to use. It's become one of my go-to decks. It really is. So because of the ease of it, it's
Yes. So. And believe me when I say, if I would have known that was going to be the name of my deck, I don't think I would have named it that. I think I would have given it a much shorter name for whatever the reasons are. But it is what it is, and it is. Can't go changing it now, so we won't. So again, giving a shout out to those who are watching on Twitter. Leave your comments. Anyone who's watching on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe, share this out. And then we're going to land on good old Facebook land, as they say, good old Facebook land. Don't know why they say it that way, but that's where we're going to land.
Sounds like a good title for a song. Good old Facebook land.
There you go. Mm-hmm. We'll probably have to get permission to call a song like that from Facebook, because they're all about permission.
They do tend to be a little bit controlling.
Yeah. So here we have this amazing energy today. 1122. And in case you're curious out there of how the hell I got the third number as the master number, when you add 11 and 22, today's case, we're going to just put the energy of the year 2022 aside just for today, just for now, because that can make this number a whole different number, a whole different vibe. But we just take 11 and 22 and add it together. It's a 33. And in numerology, 33 is known as the master sacrificer. We're the master teachers, we're the master healers, we're the master creators. But we also sacrifice so we can be the mastery of everything. So we all have that energy within us today to do just that.
And no, it's also because it's also called the Christ vibration, the suffering piece of it. And at 33 is when all that happened. So, yep. So it's interesting whether history has used facts to support or vice versa, or it doesn't really matter. It all comes around again. I actually did add the whole thing together, and it's also a cosmic number. It's 9. So it's our galactic friends too in this master builder, master sacrificer number all together. Because but all day people have been writing 11, 22/22. So that's been the vibration set forth, so.
Yes. And anytime I talk of numbers, speak of numbers, because again, when we think of, what's the word I'm looking for? Come to me. I can't find it. Anyway, the fascinating. There you go.
You are dropping these lines, and then my head is going into a song. Come to me, baby. You'll see who loves you. Oh my God. You got to stop doing that. I've got songs playing through my head.
I'm sorry. we're in this crazy Sagittarius energy. Anyway, I don't think I should have worn red. Red, all that fire energy going on as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, when we think about that 2022 energy, and many of us, when we stating a date, especially like today's date, yesterday's date, where we see it as, let's say, 11, 20, 22, and we're leaving out the other 20. The 20 is just as important as the 22, because the vibration of it changes. So if we only look at the date as, for example, for today, 11/22/22, and we leave out the 20, that vibration is intensified, because now not only do we have the 22 in the date, but then we have another 22. We got a double master builder. Which makes this energy even more intensified. But then to sort of bring it down a little bit, which we do need to do, when we add that 20, 22 into it. Otherwise, you and I, Kitty, we're going to be like, we're going to touch the clouds, and they're going to want to push us back down, because it's not quite our time to be touching the clouds.
I'm feeling the energy of about 10 5-year-olds. Whee! Happening right now. Well, but that, even looking at that number, it makes master billing of the year of healing. And what a great thing. We are absolutely teaching and building this healing for the planet. And we're in Sagittarius. We're in the be with us. Let's figure this out. The steady burning fire. What a great intersection. I'm trying to think of when the atoms all collide, a collision of these amazing energies that we should be able to tap into today. And perhaps that's why I feel like I've got the energy of 5-year-olds. It's.
Yes, well, that's that Sagittarius. I think it's all fire. It's traveling. It's like explosion. Like, oh my Lord, and as you said earlier, like, the sun moves into Sagittarius energy today, and we have Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius energy. So there's a whole lot of Sagittarius going on. I can only imagine how those who have Sagittarius and Sagittarius sun and Sagittarius rising in their chart, how are they feeling right now? Do you know anyone that has the Sagittarius sun, or oh, look at you, and then you wonder why you're feeling like a five, like you're feeling like
Sagittarius,
5 5-year-olds.
yeah, Sagittarius rising. So that's what's coming to me, that level of energy. And of course, being born 11/11, here I've got all these other master numbers in here that are a vibration of mine to boot. It's like, wow, yay. And
I need to go to my handiwork here because I'm kind of
well,
curious. Go ahead.
and we also have these, we have the other two mutable signs out there, energies available. And we've got like 6 planets are going to be in mutable energies. And that's about endings and finishings, but it's also about philosophicalness, about what is it I want to dream that I'm going to start again as I end these things. We have Jupiter tomorrow that
Yes.
goes direct. And why we keep going back to it is that Jupiter has traveled over this little couple of degrees that were Pisces. It went into Aries and back into Pisces. But when it was in Pisces, it was the end of a 12-year cycle. So whatever the end of that 12-year cycle was, we've gone over it the first time because that we traveled through it. Then we retrograde back over to pick up that information. And now we're coming forward to join this new 12-year cycle. So this really is about 2034. What is it you want to? And Jupiter is the Sagittarian planet. Ding, 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 ding. And
Did
it's
you just say 2034?
2034. That's the end of the next 12-year cycle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so this is Jupiter. This is Sagittarian energy. It's last hurrah through that it went through. This is higher learning, higher consciousness, that 9th house. And it's in Pisces. So it wants flow of this information. It wants, and whatever those lessons were of that 12 years, bringing them forward for the world, bringing them forward for individuals. It is about 2034. What do you want to say you expanded in this next 12 years?
Wow. I will be 64 by then.
Woo! Will you still need me? Will you still feed me? See, you're just feeding me these taglines,
We're a great team.
Yeah.
We're a great team of laughter and joy and gillish.
I'm just enjoying.
We are just two girls just having a whole lot of fun right now.
There are things. Just before this, I found out the class I was planning to go to tonight isn't. I got a call earlier for whatever tomorrow's plans, or this is going with this flow, steady burning. The truth is, okay, I'm just, this really is about learning to see what we want to be and be willing to continually act as we stepped into it,
Yes. And as we were talking about all the Sagittarius energy, of course I had to look at my chart because I was like, okay, where's my Sagittarius? I always need to know. And mine is in that Neptune energy.
Oh, look at that.
In the 5th house. No wonder why I want to have friggin' fun today.
Well, it's in the house of fun and self. And because it's Neptune, it's 12th house energy, it's spirit energy, but it's the hidden that's coming forward. My Venus is in that house. So I know that in relationship, things are just coming forward. And it's interesting to me that it's kind of showing up as plans changing.
Yes.
So, okay, just go with it at this point.
There you go. I love this energy. And lots going on. Gives us an opportunity to, again, if we're going to be reflecting back, to see how we're going to look like and feel like and be like in 12 years from now.
Mm-hmm. I know. As soon as I say that to people, this is really about 2034, and people are like, huh? Like Scooby-Doo. And I'm like, well, it is, because you're being asked to take what you learned in your last 12 years and go into this, which kind of, for me, of course, that's the Scorpio in me and the Leo in me, makes me look at the next 12 years then. Or, these 12-year cycles of expansion. Jupiter is the planet of higher learning and expansion.
Yeah. So. Like in my mind, when I chat with my clients, I always ask them, June.
4:44. Just so you know.
Oh, look at that. I
Mhm.
always ask them to focus on how they would like to see their life over, let's say, 5 years. Now the big question is going to be, well, what can my life look like in 12 years from now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, when we already know, I mean, the last 5, what is it? Not 5 months. The last 60 days, my life has looked very different. So imagine what 12 what 12 years is going to look like.
Yeah, you were definitely reviewing all of the end of that 12 years, because that entire 12 years you had at the studio,
Yes.
and incorporating your lessons, the things that you want, into this next 12 years. So, and my numerology friend, what does 2034 add up to? What's the vibration of that year?
Oh, 2034. I was about to go all off on 2024, but you said 2030.
2034. The
But
next,
hang in there. It's a 9.
it's a 9. It's
It's a
today's
9.
it's
Yeah.
today's ultimate vibration. Yep.
Yes.
It's a 9. It's a
So-
cosmic number.
So when we think about it, as I always like to say, anytime we're experiencing a specific energy that's in a relation to what's coming, this could be like our preview. This particular day itself could be our preview to what we can expect in 2034 for the entire year, though.
Yep.
Which is pretty fun when we think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun.
Yep. I mean, it's what do you want to say happened in this 12 years? How you expanded. I was able to, what is it? This is the time to put it out, because again, following Abraham Hicks, if I put it into the vortex, and here's the part I'm working on, and just let it go, let them respond before I micro or think it to death or whatever, then that's what it is. Now, I think back, where was I 12 years ago, and how unaware I was of the thought of doing that. So,
Yeah.
so it's kind of interesting right there.
Yeah, it's so interesting because 12 years ago, which brings us back to what, 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 12 years ago, 2010, not the exact date, but 12 years ago, I was just moving into my apartment. 12 years ago. Interesting.
Yep.
At that period of time, after living in my parents' house for the right years of 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
I decided at that point it was time to be an adult and move on my own, and I moved into my apartment. So it's quite interesting to see in a 12-year period all that has transformed, and will be quite interesting to see in 12 years to come what more will transform. And as Kitty said, we definitely have control. I'm going to use that word for now. Control in what it is that's going to unfold, because we are the creator. And as we have the new moon's energy coming in tomorrow, this is a perfect time tonight, maybe not necessarily exactly tomorrow night. I would not journal tomorrow night when the energy is that strong, but tonight, the next night, the weekend, sitting and writing out what it is you would like to create into your reality over the next, if you want to go that far, 12 years.
Well, it's just about expanding over that 12 years, and it's that co-creation with source and spirit. That's a part of it. That's the part I didn't know about 12 years ago.
Yes.
Being able to put it out there. I'm just looking at the time, and I need glasses. It's at 3. Jupiter goes direct at 6:02 p.m. The new moon is at 5:57 p.m. So just, that's an interesting thing all by itself. Just as the sun and the moon are with each other, within 5 minutes, Jupiter goes direct.
What times were those again? The new moon is at what time?
5:57 p.m.
And Jupiter goes direct what time?
6:02 p.m. So 5 minutes later.
It's interesting. The new moon's energy is an 8, and the Jupiter going direct is also an 8. I sort of added those numbers up wrong. It's an 8, so it's 8. Interesting.
Well, it makes sense because the very last thing that happens while it's going over those last few degrees back in Pisces to get the lesson is intention setting. So it's like I go those 5 minutes, pick up the last of that information, and now I'm coming back over it again to start to synthesize to get ready into that next, really understand those lessons from that point on.
And Jupiter being in Pisces will then go back into Aries December what? Because I believe it's December, yes? December
Yes, it is.
13th or December 12th, I think.
We wrote it down, which means I have to go get my glasses again.
Oh.
Hey, I don't have a song to that one.
I don't know why I just heard It's Raining Man.
Hallelujah.
There you go.
Where are you?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's December 12th or 13th that Jupiter moves back into Aries.
I'm not seeing Jupiter in the 20th, week later.
Oh, okay.
9:32 a.m.
Okay.
So, and then that means it's gone back over all of that time, back over very beginning of this to really solidify whatever that was. So,
yes. And that's interesting because that's 9:32 a.m., which adds up to a 5, which then also means that the changes that we're going to take on, be courageous enough to change. With Jupiter moving back into Aries, gives us an opportunity to reflect on self and how we want to expand.
And the very next day, we go into the time of Capricorn. Our structures, our bigger picture, and Mars and Venus at that point already are in Capricorn.
And isn't that also the winter solstice, the 21st? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. So we have lots.
When the structure turns towards the light on our part of the world, and the other part, the structure turns getting darker.
Yes.
So, we always we remember that,
Yes.
And so it's exciting. And right now is the premiere of how we're going to transfer over those energies and into January. And after March of 2023, March 2023 is a big astrological month.
Not because it's my birthday month, right?
No. But
not all about me.
That makes it a humdinger of a birthday. There's just a lot of things happening that just really through that month of March, and there's some kind of rocket ship basically in April that begins to take off. So
wow is all I can say is wow. Who's wowing right now? My Facebook page doesn't want to stay on. Where is everybody today? There is absolutely no one live with us right now.
I think there's a lot of in Thanksgiving things happening. We're having a good time anyway. If no one ever sees this, we're having a great time.
Oh yeah, we're having a grand time. I mean, when people do see it, whether it's on YouTube or wherever it is, they're going to be like, these two are just like having a lot of fun by themselves.
Well, and here, let me send you this energy, everybody. I'm going to stop for just a minute. And so you can feel this, because this is this, oh, wow. And sometimes this is what we'll need to have. So I'm just going to close my eyes and just send it on its way to receive it. I can feel my heart right now going, it's like a whirling.
Last night I did something that I haven't done in a little while. I just didn't do it with music. But theoretically, I did because I had music in my head. I was dancing in my bedroom.
Oh.
And I really wish my body was cooperating, because I was really feeling like I wanted to dance like I did when I was in my 20s. I don't know if you know this about me, Kitty, but I was a professional dancer.
No, I don't know that about you.
Yes, I danced off Broadway for 3 years. So I did all different.
What's that? Very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I did all different types of dancing. I danced at the Grand Central Terminal, Coney Island, oh my God, Brooklyn Prospect Park, and there's so many others, I just can't remember them all. But yeah, and every once in a while I go back and reflect, and I'm like, yeah, if I can only just stand and bring my leg back up nice and high. I'll send you a picture of that. I have one of those. Probably one of the reasons why I have the issues with my hips.
You know, you can't make this stuff up. So I got your deck. I've pulled 2 cards from your deck, and I've pulled 2 cards from a deck that I opened on my birthday this year. Jeanette Byro did that. She's a medium channeler out of Canada. And what I like about both of your decks, especially, is it isn't about me interpreting it. It's about me taking whatever the thought is and growing it versus I'm feeling it. But I got to show you.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll share mine after that one too. I got 33.
Domestic harmony and what's that
Health.
one? And health. And it's using your voice for health.
Yes.
You know, to look into what it is you need to work on for yourself. And again, there's that 6 vibration of the year.
Yes. And it's sacral energy too, which is all about the things we want to create as well.
And mine is to speak what the creation is, because it's
what's the second card you pulled out? Look at that manifestation. Yes, with this new moon we have going on, we can definitely all manifest the things we wish to have in our reality, as long as we remember that once we set the intention out, we're not allowed to pick up the phone again and call the universe and say, oh, I have to change that order.
Did you hear me? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you receive it? Yeah, that's more me.
Yeah, you know? Well, yeah, no, I think that's me too, you know. Because the reality of it all is once you set it, believe that the universe literally has packed it up and sent it out to you already. That's how quickly the universe works.
Yeah.
So believe that you already have it and then act it out as though you do.
Yep. Very much so.
So my other card, which is in reverse, which is about this unconditional love. That so many of us are still needing to still work on. That unconditional love. We don't need someone else to love us any differently than the way we are. The people who love you exactly how you are. You know, whether you are this talkative little person in the day, like Kitty and I right now, and being silly as hell, or we are quiet and stay to ourselves. They love you the way you are. So love yourself the way you are, just as that. You know, you don't have to be in this happy space only because, or until you reach a certain, let's say, weight. I was actually reading something the other day. And apparently, I guess over the last 2 years, this woman had put on something like 45 pounds. And she's not a tall woman. She's just 5'1". And somewhere along the line, she sort of lost her identity because she was not in her ideal weight that society thinks she should be in at the height that she is. So over the years, over the last 2 years, I guess she has worked on releasing it. So now she's extremely excited about herself because she's finally seeing herself again in the eyes of the way the society wants her to be. So again, and I'm not suggesting that she shouldn't have lost the 45 pounds, but theoretically, whether you're 45 pounds heavier or lighter, love yourself as you are and embrace it and work on releasing whatever it is you need to release with it. But don't fall into that I can't love myself this way because this is not how society wants me to be.
Right.
And you know, as a certified holistic personal trainer, one of my biggest missions is to really get people to get into that space of your weight is only a number. And thank God it's not taped on your forehead. Very few people, other than your doctor, is asking you how much do you weigh. And if you don't feel comfortable in the weight that you're carrying, then that's one thing, then do something about it. but do not stay focused on that weight, because the weight itself is just really connected to the things that we carry, the emotional connection. And if we can work on releasing the emotional connection without being so tied into, well, I'm supposed to be only 100 pounds because I'm only 5'1". So
Well,
what?
and also the other thing is, don't stop living your life or not liking yourself or anything because waiting for life to happen. You know, part of when we carry weight, part of it is that we're so worried about not having things and living our life and holding it for later times that we hold on to it. It's emotional, it's all those things. So starting to live your life and accept where you are in the moment I live my life, not when I get to the right weight or when I get the right job. You know, I'm already, that's that living it as if it's what you talked about. You put it out there, it's already yours. The package has already arrived. So the other two cards that came with it make perfect sense to that is allow your guides, trust your guides will help. Allow.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Allow it to happen, not necessarily on your time. You know, like I said, I don't call back and say, "Did you hear me? Did you get it?" Huh? You know, and then, meanwhile, to live your life now, find the joy in each moment. You know,
Yes.
a story that has always stood out for me. It was a friend of mine shared that in a time when she really couldn't find anything to be positive about, she went and turned on the hot water, the warm water, and ran her hand under it, and she could at least enjoy the feeling on her palm. I mean, but that's what it is. It's stopping in the moment. And there's the joy, and then those joys become longer. That's the habit, you know,
Yes.
rather than trying to think something out of existence or into oblivion, and it's a block for you living your life. So.
Yes. And we're going to end on this note, and I think it's a great note, which is play.
Mm-hmm.
Play. Allow your inner child to show up, whatever it is that you do for play. Go back, think about, as a child, what did you like to do to play? And if for whatever the reasons are, you didn't get a chance as a child to play, this is a reminder that as an adult, to play. Be playful in your conversations. Conversations don't have to be serious. They can be very playful. And that 7 energy is reflecting, taking time, quiet down to the point of giving yourself permission to be in that space of where can I find balance from play.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yep.
I love this. And Kitty, as usual, always have fun when I come and play with you.
It is.
So,
It's that energy of 5-5-year-olds today. That's all. But it's still joy. It's still play. It's still enjoying the moment and the energy we're in.
yes.
You know, I don't have to always figure it out. Oh, we just went by 33:22, so longer. So we're about to go to 33:33. That would be a good ending, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. There we go. We're just there. And we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.